Like and follow our channel. Contact us to claim your free Navigator Miner when you sign up with us, while supplies last. Plus, get started at no cost.
Thank you for being a great host of our X Spaces and a great topic. I want to make a couple of key points on that, and then let me know if there's anyone we want to expand on. But you talked about Steve Jobs, and I don't think there's a person alive that doesn't understand or know who Steve Jobs is and the impact he has brought to the world through his technology. And technology is very, very important. I mean, in our short amount of time being alive here on Earth, we've seen technology change so rapidly. But he is right about that. It's not so much about the technology itself, it's about how people actually use the technology. I know in some of my talks, some people are afraid of artificial intelligence and afraid that the latest technology is going to take everybody's jobs and take over. But in actuality, I was having this talk with Marnita that, and she loves saying this quote, that it's not AI that's going to take over. It's actually the people using AI that have the huge advantage. So it is the people using the technology. And if we go back, it's all about one key word here. And this is, I love this word. It's going to be my word for 2025, called leverage. And MoveQuest is allowing that word to go to a whole nother level in a way that not even in the move to earn space any other move to earn opportunity has done. But to go back, the first time we ever hear of leverage is if we want to make some money. And if we want to make
Mm,
some money, what do we have to do? We have to trade time for money. We go to school, get good grades, get a good secure job, and then we trade all of our hours, 8 hours a day minimum. Some people work 12, 14 hours days, and just to earn an income. And you're limited to how much you can earn based on how many hours you can work. Then the smart people say, hey, wait, there's other technology out there that will allow me to not just leverage my time, but what if I can leverage other people? You see, would you rather earn 100% of your own efforts or 1% of 100 people's efforts? And so then that industry, direct sales, came about, because even if 20% doesn't show up, you still have 80% income coming in, or some form of residual type of service using that technology. And then the third is what Robert Kiyosaki really talks about: leverage, but leverage your resources, leverage
that's
your
right.
rewards, those rewards that never sleep, the rewards that never get sick. And that's another form of what MoveQuest allows you to do. If you guys have been paying attention to our hatchery, you get into our hatchery and you're allowing your rewards to earn for you and leveraging that over the next 60 to 222 days. But when I get to MoveQuest, and I want everybody to understand this key part of this technology, what we're able to do, and then I'll expand on this even more if you allow me to later. I have the question about
Of
this.
course,
But
of course,
MoveQuest,
100.
it allows you to be able to leverage your physical activity, and not only leverage it, but motivate you to be even more physically active. See, before, if you look at the other move to earn apps, the whole key was maybe just kind of, it was a cool technology to compete with others, but there was no real leveraging of that technology of your own efforts to gain any meaningful type of rewards that can impact your life. And MoveQuest has proven that it has solved one of the biggest obstacles in the health and wellness space. And I say this in our presentations, and I really don't think most people really get that. And I say it at the beginning, but the health and wellness industry is an industry that will never go away. This is an industry that always reinvents itself year after year. There's new products, there's new services, there's new workout routines, there's new videos, there's new dances, whatever, to try to motivate people to do something to get healthy. MoveQuest doesn't need to do any of that because it's figured out the one main motivator that everybody has and how to leverage that. And that is called your own physical activity to earn rewards based on what you do. So now you have the power to dictate how much rewards you can earn based on your own personal activity. And the reward is not just you in earning rewards, but the real reward is the fact that you're getting in better shape. You're getting into a better, healthy lifestyle. You're creating more than a habit, but a lifestyle change. And this is the only technology in the move to earn space right now that's allowing you to do it in a provable way, not just theory, but we've proven that that's happened. So that's the crux of the technology that we are using and manifesting here with MoveQuest.
You're absolutely right. You made some really powerful points inside there. So many gems and nuggets of information. One of the things that I liked about what you touched upon is actually the AI component. I think it's one of the things about AI. And like you said, people get a little bit frightened at the implications of AI as it pertains to the future. But much of that, I think, has to do with the entertainment value of sci-fi, science fiction, because in many cases, they really make sci-fi a type of futuristic horror movie, right? Whereas, people it kind of cuts deep to some people's souls, and they really fear the future, so to speak. And just like everything in life, you can look at things from a positive perspective or a negative perspective, and at the end of the day, once you're alive, you do have a choice. You have a choice of how you want to look at the world, whether you want to look at it through a lens of lack, scarcity, and limitation, or abundance, prosperity, and limitless possibilities. So you're absolutely right. And Marnita was on point. It really comes down to the people who are actually utilizing the technology, who have a fearless approach and actually harness the technology so that they can, be the architects of their own life and make technology serve them rather than be servants of the technology.
That's right.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are locked into MoveQuest, and we are flexing on X in Spaces. Visit the official MoveQuest website where you can create an account, mint an NFT miner, and you can begin to transform your physical activity into a stream of income. That's www.movequest.com. Follow us here on X, smash the like button, and keep those emojis dripping. So the future of Move to Earn Space, another thing that you really talked about there that really struck a tone was the hatchery. Before we continue, just to establish a little bit of context, because sometimes people might be opening the room and checking things out and not exactly sure what is this MoveQuest thing that people be talking about. So first and foremost, let's establish some context. For the listener who may be completely new to MoveQuest, MoveQuest is a move-to-earn app designed to help people be consistent when it comes to healthy physical activity by rewarding them with crypto daily for staying physically active and for getting healthy levels of sleep. So in more simpler words, MoveQuest is an app that helps you turn your steps into stacks of whatever currency you like.
I like that.
Because you can get it.
That's cool.
Turn your steps into stacks. So let's talk virtual reality. Have you seen some of these VR world designs, Brandon? Like some of the fitness experiences that they have out there?
Oh,
They got some pretty cool stuff.
I mean, in my workout room, we've got a mirror on the wall that looks like a mirror, but in actuality, it's like having a gym inside of your house where there's an instructor and there's a class in session, and you're participating with everybody, also on the Peloton machine. So you're not just participating or with yourself, but you're interacting with people anywhere around the world who has the same type of technology. And this is only going to get much bigger.
Yeah, I can imagine. I was taking a look at some of the technology and just some of the experiences that people can enjoy. I mean, like the applications for virtual reality combined with a move to earn app, it's limitless. I mean, on one level, people are really enjoying themselves. There are people who spend hours upon hours upon hours playing video games. And there are also people who spend a lot of time in the gym and just exercising and working out. And for the most part, you only have access to so much. right? But virtual reality kind of opens up the playing field, and you can be like in a mountainous scenery, or in the desert, or in some kind of technological room,
It transports you
and
anywhere you
just
want
kind of,
to go.
yeah, and it's really cool what they've designed to help people be very active. I mean, the range of motion, the way that this gets the heart pumping, people are, slicing objects to the beat and all
Well,
kinds of
you
stuff.
said something there about gamers and gamifying things, and that's exactly what that does. If you can gamify an experience, and that allows people to think that it's not work anymore. It's not, when people think of, oh man, I got to go to the gym this morning. They're already tired. They're already lack the motivation. It's not fun. It's hard work. And you've got to have that commitment and consistency to continue to do it, especially when you don't see results for a month or so. But if you can gamify
Exactly.
the concept, if you can make it fun, if you can make it interactive, where people don't realize that they're actually helping their own body, they're just having fun, like playing a
Very
game,
true.
then you always have a winner with that.
You're absolutely right. And I mean, imagine the amount of time that you can pass. Like sometimes people are on video games for hours, and you barely notice that, a couple hours, or 3 hours, even sometimes even a whole afternoon has passed by, and you just like engulfed into this, immersed into the technology. So imagine now connecting that to an app that allows you to benefit financially from it. That's incredible.
Well, I'm not even gonna lie.
Imagine the like
I
the
just
the
spent the last
technology.
2 hours playing video games and didn't realize what time it was. And then I saw your, I was like, oh, I gotta get off of this. We got the X coming up. But did I gain anything
Exactly.
from that time? Did I earn any rewards for that? No. But what if I was? You know, now
Yeah.
now I'll tell you what I did do. I've already gotten this. It's 12 o'clock my time here in California. I
Yeah.
already have 12,000 steps in for my day, and my goal is to get
Yes.
my 20,000. And so I make sure I do that based on a habit, and I'm incentivized to do it. But you're right. The more you can gamify something, and people enjoy it, you don't realize how much time passes, and the unintended rewards that you're getting in shape in the same time.
Absolutely. And there's such a wide variety of things that you can do in the VR world. Like they got boxing, they got like calisthenics. You can even like incorporate weights. It's super cool what you can do. And I mean, even just something as simple as, going for a walk. Sometimes, as much as it's very easy, sometimes the route that you can take in your neighborhood isn't always it gets boring, right? It gets to be a little bit routine, right? So something like virtual reality can change it up for people who don't have that much of an interesting environment. And in some cases, some people might not even have a safe environment. I mean, you want to go out and walk in the middle of the night, but the neighborhood isn't really too friendly at certain times of the night, right? So you might want to just strap on a virtual reality device and just enjoy the world.
Well,
I mean,
that's
you can
another
literally be anywhere.
another thing that's great about MoveQuest, and this is what separates this from the other move to earn apps, is that they're restrictive. They only work if you're outside with GPS. Whereas MoveQuest is giving you credit for everything you do, even inside your home. So if you are in a situation where you've been working all day, you aren't able to get your steps in, you come home, it's late at night, you don't want to go outside, you can still cover that activity inside your home, whether you're just on a machine, you're walking around your house, you're cleaning your house, you're playing with your kids, you're exercising at home, and then just wait till that virtual reality type stuff kicks in. That's you're getting credit for all of that. That's phenomenal.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just for the listeners who might be new, once again, MoveQuest actually rewards you financially for achievements in 5 different categories. Steps is one of them, workouts is another, calories burned is the third, distance traveled is the fourth, and you even get rewarded for healthy amounts of sleep. So I believe for the steps, you're looking at a maximum of about 20,000 steps, if you do beyond that, it's not like you're going to get rewarded more because you do 40,000 or 70,000. Now, we're trying to keep this realistic and within healthy physical parameters, right? But the cool thing is, it doesn't matter if you are unable to do 20,000 steps. 10,000 steps is profitable. 5,000 steps, you will earn crypto. And that crypto will have a value on the day you claim it, as well as in the future. So you can take your instant gratification if you like, and that's up to you. But if you have that discipline and the ability to hold on to that crypto, then the future price may be a lot more friendly. So it doesn't matter what kind of individual you are, what your fitness level is. You can actually be rewarded for any level of physical activity, whether it be casual levels like 1,000 steps, or for the fitness enthusiast or those who are just achievers. You can hit the 20,000 steps. There are techniques and strategies to max out all of these metrics, steps, workouts. Just talk to anybody in the community. There are all kinds of tips to help you reach the maximums.
Well, I'll
So
tell you on that one too, Hayden. We have even people in our community with a broken back, or people that are not able to really be mobile, still able to take advantage of this because it's available for everybody, no matter your level. Now, I would consider myself pretty athletic. However, when I first started with this project, I didn't realize how little activity I was actually doing. I think my first 30 days, I was more physically active than in the previous 6 months combined. And I was still really just in my house. I didn't really do much outside. And when I saw what the rewards were, it did encourage me to get more active even outside. But now, even in the house, instead of just sitting down to watch TV, maybe I'll stand up and I'll be doing steps in place. I'll be moving my arms around that because I'm seeing I just can't be sitting still. And unfortunately, majority of people, especially in America, have a sedentary lifestyle, or they don't think that their body is up to going to the gym or being physically active. But you start from where you are. Now, it's no thing for me to do 15 to 20,000 steps a day. And in the beginning, I was only at 3 to 4,000. So you get
absolutely. Absolutely. And that's one of the most incredible things that I personally found about this project as well. When I first lit this project up, it was about maybe it's sometimes I didn't even carry my phone with me. So I wasn't that type of technical person who had the phone with me tracking steps. So 3,000 steps was probably the starting point. And you just realize how little you're actually moving. Even if you're a physically fit person, because we take portions out of our day to do a workout, maybe even several workouts. But in between that time, just because of the way life is designed, sometimes you're just sitting down at the laptop, sitting down at your PC, or scrolling on a device and just, spending a lot of time just sitting down. Which brings me to another point. Some of the future of the wearable technology. What are your thoughts on some of the future of wearable technology that's out here? Have you seen those visors, like the visors that you can just slip on, and firstly, they're translating languages now, and and also, like, the image of your, the windows, and you're just kind of waving off into the into the air, somebody looking at you saying, what is this person doing? But you're actually like accessing files and tapping on icons.
Well, I think
And
you've got Microsoft and Apple are the first two major ones that want to take the whole VR experience to another level. And when you think of
yes,
VR, you got to think of in the terms of screens, meaning how much face
yes,
time are we putting into any screen? So when television was invented for the very first time, they called it that the box. How long were we staring at that box? And then desktop computers, and then laptops. And then when Steve Jobs brought out the iPhone and created a smartphone. And now I think the average teenage girl spends 13 hours a day of her face on that screen. So the VR is
mm,
now taking that same activity and moving it from your phone to and where you don't even have to have a handheld device. You can have these VR headsets on where you're interacting with the world. We call that augmented reality. And you can still interact with the world, but your computer screen is also overlaid on the real world. And you can touch the air, but you're actually interacting with the computer screen. And that's the whole next level stuff. I mean, the applications for that is unlimited to what you can do. And it's going to get so good that it's going to be not the big bulky headsets, but it's going to be scaled down to glasses and even contact
Yeah,
lenses. That's going to be next.
absolutely.
I don't want to scare anybody, but there's going to even be what's called surgical implants that we're going to
That's right.
have, and where it's going to be just another part of our body. But that's coming.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And you can definitely see a lot of evidence of that. I mean, this conversation about the future of technology, it can really go down a rabbit hole. I mean, they're actually talking about being able to hack the human being. So, and we're talking boldly talking about it, like it's done. So, rest assured, there are some levels of technology that we really got to be careful about, just like any technology, right? I mean, there can be a right person behind the technology of a vehicle, and the wrong person, the untrained person behind the technology of a vehicle, right? It's important to have the right levels of responsibility with technology. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into X on Spaces. Step up your game. We are flexing here on X. Catch us live every week, same time, Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 9 p.m. Central European Time. And for the listeners in Asia Pacific, Monday at 7 a.m. AEST. And for your friends who missed it, they can always catch and replay the recording. Let's get into it. Mr. Brandon Ivy, one thing I want to share with the listeners out there is that you're actually hosting a live event every Monday and Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for those of you who are looking to learn more about MoveQuest, check out our Discord channel. You can find it on all of our socials, MoveQuest on Facebook, MoveQuest on X. Brandon Ivy hosts an incredible overview-styled presentation. He calls it MoveQuest Connect, Monday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are locked into MoveQuest, and we are flexing here on X in Spaces. That being said, I know for a fact that there are some listeners out there who have some VR experience. Don't be shy. Raise your hand, unmute your mic. You're welcome to join the conversation. This is just Brandon Ivy and your brother from another mother, Mr. Hayden Andre, just hanging out, having a powerful conversation about the future of technology and the move to earn space. We want to hear from you. We want to hear about your experiences. We'd love to hear your stories and how MoveQuest has affected your life, your fitness levels. I think it's cool what it's done for me. I mean, I consider myself already a physically fit and active individual. I'm super grateful for that. Being a football coach, I tapped into basketball coaching this year, and just I've always been somebody who fitness was a priority for every single day. I love doing calisthenics. I didn't need a device to tell me to do that. I kind of come from the old school of Rocky Balboa and Mr. T training in the dungeon like workout center. So yeah, I mean, like, I think the technology is fun and it's great for. I mean, I'm just talking from personal experience. It's great to kind of like to try it out, and I can even get into enjoying it. But there are some people who are really fanatic about it, and they're really, really enthusiastic about the technology. So we want to hear from you. If there's anybody out there who owns a VR set, we have one of our leaders in the community who actually has an incredible VR world. He actually has the number one world on Meta. It's a boxing platform. So yeah, I mean, I know that there are people inside the community that are really, really involved in the technology. So please don't be shy. Unmute your mic and join the conversation.
Well, we've got two people there. We have Rodney and Marnita.
Okay, beautiful. Can they unmute themselves, or do we have to unmute?
I went ahead and approved them, so they should be able to unmute themselves now.
Beautiful.
So
Top of the day. Can you hear me?
There we go.
Excellent.
Who we
Hey,
talking to?
this is Web3 Rodney. First and foremost, man, Brother Hayden, I just want to thank you, man, and give you your flowers today, man, and every day for bringing fire to the spaces every week. I appreciate you, man. And then you got the guru on, Mr. Brandon Ivy. OMG, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, if you have not seen one of his presentations or taken his classes on cryptocurrency in this Web3 space, I highly recommend it. Him and brother Herschel Crow. I'm new to this game. I'm an old cat. I'm 58 years old, and I'm from the old school, of network marketing. And one of the things I learned was to find the people that know the information and learn from them. And that's what I did with brother Brandon Ivy and brother Herschel Crow. I say I got a PhD in MoveQuest from Mr. Herschel Crow just by joining his presentations and things. And the same thing with Mr. Brandon Ivy. I highly recommend it. I was blessed back in the day to learn about the cell phone industry. You was talking about this VR and the AR and IR and this technology that we in today. I had a cat tell me back in the day, I'm a trained electrician, retired. And he told me, he said, Web3 Rodney. I wasn't Web3 Rodney back then, but he said, look, you want to go with me and build these towers, these cell phone towers, because kids are going to have cell phones. This is back in the day, back in the 80s. And I'm like, man, you know how much I got a bag phone right now. This thing costs me $1,000 every time I call somebody. And you talking about kids gonna have cell phones. Well, fast forward to 2025. Who got phones right now? Kids. So this technology is gonna go whether you believe it and want it or not. Now, what you got to decide is if you're gonna position yourself to take advantage of it. And that's what I love about MoveQuest. I do 5 miles every single morning and 5 miles in the evening. I'm not saying that everyone's got to do that, but I'm an old cat, so I got to keep this body in shape. I got to keep this boy's figure of mine. So I do 5 miles, and I created a thing called the 2010-2. 20 steps, 20,000 steps, 10 miles, and a logged 2-hour workout. And I'm just gonna get this MQT. I'm gonna get this MQT because it's gonna do what it's gonna do. I'm gonna focus on the things that I can focus on, which is 2010-2, the MQT crew. We getting this MQT. Y'all can sit here and focus on all the other stuff that you don't have control over. What I've got control over is them steps. And my brother, hey, I'm gonna steal that from you. I'm gonna give you credit 3 times, and I'm gonna steal that. Steps to stacks. I love it. Boy, I was over here screaming. Step to stacks. I'm not gonna
I
hold
like
it up,
that one
yeah.
as well. Step to stacks.
Yeah. But my brother Brandon, man, I appreciate you, man, for all that you do in this space, man. I'm telling you that the crypto education and Web3 education is the key, because you can get all this crypto you want, but then if you don't have the education on how to keep it and somebody snack it from you, OMG. You better get that education from my brother Brandon Ivy. Hey, Mr. Herschel Crow. I'm out. This is Web3 Rodney, and I'm out, the old guy in the space.
Absolutely. Age ain't nothing but a number. Web3 Rodney, thank you so much for chiming in. We appreciate you. I love your energy, brother. You're super. Your excitement is just resonating through the globe. So yeah, and I look forward to shaking your hand one of these days very soon, brother. Thank you so much for chiming in. And feel free to unmute anytime. You're welcome to join the conversation. That's what this is about. It's a space. Sometimes we make it, it seems a little bit formal, but really it's down to earth, man. We're just a MoveQuest community, and we're just excited about crypto. We're enthusiastic about the technology, and just feel free to be part of the conversation. Well, it doesn't have to be super formal.
We have another one, Miss Marty DeCasa.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't going to say anything after Mr. Web3 Rodney. My goodness, he said it all. First of all, Mr. Hayden, thank you so much for putting this on. putting in your time and your effort. You are always showing up. We appreciate you. And of course, Mr. Brandon Ivy, just like Mr. Web3 Rodney said, my goodness, education is absolutely key. And when you're able to earn rewards like you are able to do so here, you want to make sure you know how to use them, and number one, how to keep them protected. And the best way for you to do that is through education. Now, I did want to touch on the gamification. I am a gamer, you guys. I am 45 years old and I still game like I'm in my 20s. I'm going to admit. But let me tell you, there are some games that have definitely added to my MoveQuest experience. I put on my watch, I turn on my workout, and I get with Guitar Hero. Okay, so I'm up there playing Guitar Hero. There is another one that you can move to music on our PlayStation console. There are different, let's say, workout routines that you can be able to subscribe to. So, as a gamer in her 40s, I have found that being with MoveQuest has taken my gaming experience to a whole new level. Because just like Mr. Ivy said, you can sit there on that game sometimes for 2 hours. And when you're done, what did you gain from it? Really nothing. Yeah, you were moving around. That's great. But then now with MoveQuest, you're moving around, you're getting more healthy, and you're earning rewards. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you guys so very much for everything you're doing. I see Miss Lynette Arden is in the house. I see her on the call. Thank you so much for everything you're doing, Queen, for all of us. You guys have a great day.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Marnita. Like I said, with Web3 Rodney, your excitement is amazing. It is infectious. I love the fact that there are people out there who recognize exactly what MoveQuest has to offer and how it can change not only their lives, but the lives of everyone around them. Well done. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are locked into MoveQuest. We are flexing here on X, having fun in spaces. Brandon, what do you think? I mean, like, people out there, they see the technology and sometimes they're very hesitant. You know, what are your thoughts on procrastination? I'll just share with you a little bit here. Procrastination, from my perspective, is the killer of success. When it comes to massive victories, when you're waiting to see the winners and waiting to see the big profits before you become involved, you know, that's just a recipe for average gains. In fact, in some cases, it's a recipe for loss and missed opportunity. My advice for anybody who's on the fence and procrastinating is just take action now while the project is super early. You know, that's what Bitcoin was all about, being able to take action when the technology was unheard of, where the risk was higher, let's just say, you know, and that level of certainty wasn't there. But those who had vision in terms of possibilities, man, Bitcoin and this technology, the MoveQuest token, is like a rocket ready to leave the atmosphere.
Well, I'll tell you like this, Aiden. This actually, I don't know the exact date, but this end of this month is the 1 year anniversary since myself and our community joined the MoveQuest family. And I was a
Hey, congratulations.
I was a procrastinator. I first heard about this in February of 2024. And for a couple of weeks, I was just watching it, doing my own due diligence. And then about a month after hearing it for the first time, I set up an interview with Miss Lynette Arden and her team to our community. And that's still on YouTube. Anybody can go back and see that. And even after that, I had a plan that I wasn't really ready to pull the trigger until maybe another month later. But it was members in our community who contacted me back up, said, "Hey, when are we moving on that Get Fit Mining, the MoveQuest? You know, we had the interview, it looks good." And it really wasn't the technology that moved us. It was this story. And I remember it was a story that Herschel told me, and also Marnita was telling me. Imagine a person who is always on their feet already, whether they're on their job, whether they're working as a waitress, whether they are in their office space and constantly walking around anyway. And if they're doing that anyway, and we have a product here that can show them how to incentivize or monetize that activity and reward them for it, and they can get a couple of bucks in their pocket because of it, something that they're going to do anyway, what are you waiting for? And I didn't see any I don't want to, not necessarily any red flag, but I didn't see any lose in this. It was only a win-win-win situation. So I got off that procrastination and we jumped on in. And here we are a year later and we're still here and we're popping.
Well, you know what? I mean, I think you mentioned procrastination in terms of your approach, but that was actually more of a little bit of a strategy. I think it is important to take a genuine look at something. You know, sometimes that does take a little bit of time based on our schedule and all what we have going on. So, I mean, just from what you share with me just now, there might have been a little bit of what you might perceive as some procrastination. But, you know, in all fairness, I think a little bit of time to evaluate something is normal behavior, right? And I think that it's a good habit to take a good look at something, but not too long. Obviously, I think that you took action at the right time because, you know, I think I got started around the same time as you, and your event was transformational. I mean, like it was an amazing. I personally, I understood the project, but in terms of sharing it with others, sometimes it's great to get yourself out of the way,
right,
and put your guest in front of someone else. You know, they say that you're never a prophet in your own land. You can say something over and over and over as perfect as possible to someone, and they just don't get it, but they hear it one time from somebody new and different, and the light bulb goes off. So I thought that was cool that when I got involved, you know, your platform, your overview event was firing on all pistons, and it was a great space for people to learn about the project. So yeah, you know what? Special thanks to you for being out here right from the get-go. That's awesome.
well, you said something as well as understanding. Sometimes I can be a little slow on technology, and I didn't fully get what MoveQuest was doing, how it really worked. Herschel understood it
Yes.
way more earlier than I did, and I didn't actually become a full believer until August. So I was already involved for months, but I wasn't sold on
Yes.
could this thing really work until we did proof of work on the or proof of concept on the Avalanche chain. And the first 30 days, oh, that blew me away. I was like, oh wow, we really have something special, and we still are not even running 100% with all of our cool features and sets. And I saw if we could do this with a small community as compared to the other move to earn apps and opportunities that are out there that don't have nearly 25% of what we have, and they have millions of users. Once the word gets out about this, it's game over. So you're right about that. I'm excited, and thank you for taking action. You know, and you're right. When I remember back then too, Lynette Arjun was doing presentations, and bless her heart, she's like Satoshi Nakamoto. And most people don't understand the key ingredients on how that's all working. So I said, let me start doing some presentations and break it down in a way my mama could understand. And that's what we just started doing, and we've been doing it ever since.
No, you're absolutely right. And I was actually just about to make a comment regarding the creator of this project. You know, we're talking about the future of Move to Earn. And that's the one thing that struck a chord with me when I saw this project, because I'm passionate about technology. I love to be forward thinking and being on the cusp of what's coming down the future. And when we had an opportunity to sit and hear the details of the project from Lynette, it was like you because I'm not claiming to be any crypto guru. So when I was hearing Lynette speak, it was like some of the stuff was like foreign territory. But one thing that I know, I was resonating with the crypto information and the amount of facts that she was giving that supported each other from a technological description standpoint of the project. So, I mean, to dumb it down and give you what I'm talking about, there's a video on the website, on the YouTube channel, where you can actually listen to Lynette Arjun describe the smart contract. I mean, we're talking about the future of technology. MoveQuest is the future of technology. We have access to it right now, but no one has even seen yet the possibilities that exist with this MoveQuest platform. It is incredible, transformational technology. So I encourage anybody to go back into the archives and check out anything that you can get from Lynette Artin that describes the way the smart contract works. It is absolutely fire. Visit us on the official channel, MoveQuest, where you can create an account, mint an NFT miner, choose the level of power that you want to mine with, and begin to transform your physical activity into a stream of income. The website is www.movequest.com. Follow us here on X, smash the like button, and keep those emojis dripping. So, yeah, I think one of these days I'm gonna actually go back and look at some of those videos once again, because sometimes you hear something one time and it's like you get so much more information when you hear it another time, because you're in a totally different space, right? 6 months ago, hearing one level of this project information and hearing it now, we're in a totally different space of understanding. So I think it'll be cool to revisit some of those early videos.
Some of the one that I like the best is back in the day when there was a lot of critics on us. Lynette created, it was like a 20-minute explanation, and then broke it up into 6 or 7 3-minutes. I loved if we could have that all over again too on the MoveQuest side. But yeah, those early videos were phenomenal.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So you were talking about some of the cool features that exist right now, and again, futuristic features that you have to remember. We're talking about crypto and blockchain. This technology, the group of individuals that are participating in the technology, really, I mean, I'm just throwing a number out there. I'm not, this is not official statistics, but generally, we're talking about 5%, maybe 10%, 5% might even be generous. 5% of society involved in crypto. So I mean, everything in this space is super new. It is the future in action right now. We have access to it. There is one component of the MoveQuest platform called the hatchery. And this component, I mean, it's an absolute game changer. If anybody is out there who's looking to get started, this is the absolute best moment in time to pull the trigger, because there is only a window of maybe 7 more days to utilize this component of the hatchery. Anyways, it's an opportunity to get started and choose your mining power that you're able to start mining with, and the amount of crypto that you use to get this mining power. You're going to deposit it into a vault called a hatchery. And after 222 days, you're going to get all of it right back. That to me is insane. The amount of crypto you use to purchase your mining power, in 222 days, you're going to get it back. So in addition to having mining power right now that you can use right now, transform your physical activity into earnings right now, and in between now and 222 days, you're earning crypto all through that time. And then in 222 days, you're getting all of that crypto back. And on top of that, you're getting a reward for keeping it there. I think it's 0.001846 of a MoveQuest. I mean, we can do the quick calculation. Let me just pull out my calculator. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on.
Let's also
here.
not forget that you're also getting all of those miners up front too.
Exactly. So, let's just say we go in at the Titan. Somebody has some strong vision and they want to get themselves. Let's talk about a Vanguard. One level less than a Titan. So a Vanguard the mining power of a Vanguard is about 200% mining power, and you're gonna pull a good amount of token for your physical activity from a Vanguard, right? But at the current price of the MQT, to get a Vanguard, you would actually get approximately, let's see, you get approximately 41 MQT is what it's going to cost you to get a Vanguard. But that Vanguard is going to go inside the vault. And in 222 days, you're going to get that 41.6 MQT back. Now, let's multiply that by 0.001846. You're actually going to earn 0.0769 of an MQT for every MQT you have in there. And let's multiply that now by 222 days. You would likely earn about 17 MQT tokens just for getting started today with a Vanguard. Locking away your MQT for 222 days, you'll receive all 41 tokens back, and on top of that, 17 more on top of it. Now, it doesn't get any easier than that. Getting started, simply moving, earning rewards for being physically fit and active and getting healthy amounts of sleep. To me, I don't know how much easier it needs to be to access financial independence. What do you think, Brandon?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, it just makes sense. And it goes back to that word that I said when we first started, leverage. And leverage not only your physical activity, but leverage the rewards that you've already been receiving to be able to earn more rewards based on that same activity. So we have a short period of time to take advantage of this. You have until the end of the month, this month now there'll still be a hatchery available afterwards, but not like the ability right now. So you definitely don't want to wait or procrastinate, as Hayden said. You want to take some action and jump on into that right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And before we close out this X Spaces, once again, I know we got some really cool participants and listeners out there. Anybody who has any VR experience or anything that they want to share in terms of their experience with MoveQuest, you're welcome to hang out with us and unmute your mic. It's always good to hear from members of the community. I think that's one of the best parts of this project, is that the people that you get a chance to meet with and network with and hear from, the stories of how MoveQuest is impacting their lives, is just absolutely inspiring. So feel free to unmute your mic. And in the meantime, is there anything else that you want to share with the listeners regarding anything that you have going on this week, Brandon? I know that we have another X Spaces taking place on Tuesday night. That's going to be an official special update. You're likely going to hear from the creator of the project, Mrs. Lynette Arton, and she's always got some gems of information that she's ready to share with the community. And you want to be tuned in, because that's one thing that's separates the winners from those who are just floating through life, is information and awareness.
Hello,
when you have the awareness.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry about that, David. I was trying to catch you in the gap or whatever. But
That's okay.
Hey, you and Mr. Ivy, you've done a wonderful job with today's spaces, and I just wanted to highlight really more of an observation from my perspective. We talk about, and Web3 Rodney mentioned this earlier years ago when his buddy was talking about kids eventually one day will be having their own cell phones. But when we think about where we are today in 2025, it's not just kids. I don't care if you're 7 or 70. Everybody is sitting in front of a computer, a tablet, or a mobile phone. And one thing that, if you really think about it, and Mr. Ivy, you can add some color to this or your insight, the social aspect of people in the gaming world, and just in general, day-to-day activity, the amount of time and energy that we spend with our eyes glued to a screen and not interacting with other people or what have you. When I look at MoveQuest, although it is a gamified move to earn platform in and of itself, One thing that it does not do is cause you to have to be glued to a screen. And you're able to reap the benefits, not only financially, but physically. But another component that comes into it is the social aspect of whether it be going to the gym, whether it be going out walking with a family member, or whatever it is that you're doing physically. That's just that much less time that a person is spending glued to technology. I love technology. Technology is great. It's not going anywhere, or what have you. But we also don't want to lose touch with the actual world at the same time. It was just an observation in the comment that I wanted to make, just to see if you had any thoughts in and around that space.
No,
Yeah,
that's an absolutely great point. Great point. I mean, like, we talked about this on another episode, but there are some activities that some of us actually don't even like to do, but we're actually getting rewarded for it. And I mentioned that, just something as mundane as taking out the garbage. Like sometimes you have to make several trips to wherever you got to dump the garbage. Depending on where you live or what you got to do at an office space or something like that. People. Here's another one: going to the groceries. I'm the kind of person who just goes in and gets out. But sometimes when you're not going by yourself, you got to kind of go aisle by aisle and check things out. And and you know what? I think it's a lot more easy to have patience with all of that when you're getting paid.
Exactly.
we have another person with their hand up. It's Miss Rita B.
Hey, Rita, you can unmute.
Oh, try it again now. I think we lost her. She was there just one moment. But what Herschel was saying is, like, think of it like your kids are now able to pull their head up from their screen and look inside again and smell the flowers and be outside and moving around, and they're incentivized to do so. So I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many steps some of these kids do just on the playground at recess at school and after school playing basketball. I put a fitness tracker on my son and he did like 17,000 steps in one day just from school. That's just recess and lunchtime and after school basketball. Like, it's amazing how you can just how this integrates into your life. And I think one of the best bonus points for all of this is that the project is 100% decentralized. Being a decentralized project really sets this apart from a lot of other projects out there. I mean, sometimes you don't want to be sharing all kinds of information. Sometimes you don't want to have all that control before you can have access to your earnings. And that's what's cool about this project. It is completely decentralized. And for people who want to know more about the difference between centralization and decentralization as it pertains to crypto and blockchain, check out Mr. Brandon Ivy's Crypto Academy videos and even send him a message. Maybe he'll be able to guide you to one of his programs, and you can learn more about crypto and blockchain, because the fact that MoveQuest is decentralized, it makes all the difference. The control is all in
Well,
your
Hayden, let me
hands.
say this. One, we've got tomorrow. We'll be doing our MoveQuest presentation at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. I'll be hosting that on Health to Wealth. That's the letters TO, not the number two, but the letters TO, health2wealth.live. And then Miss Casa will be hosting it on Wednesday, same link and the same time. But you speak of on that crypto education. I'm actually doing a free, and let me repeat that, free Bitcoin bootcamp this week. Starts tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for 1 hour every day of this week. So you can skip with myself or Miss Casa to learn how you can be a part of that. And I think we have Rita back, and I saw Oscar also had his hand up. But if Rita first, and then Oscar next.
Beautiful.
I see Rita's that's
Go
on
for it,
list.
Rita.
What about Oscar? Go ahead and unmute yourselves. Nope. I see him there.
Oscar, send us an emoji if you can hear us.
All right. Well,
Let me
back to
see.
you, Hayden.
All right. Well, you know what? We are at the hour right now, so I think this is a good time to close it off. And we'll give Oscar and Rita one more chance while I set things up. If they can unmute, now's your opportunity to contribute.
But there's been requested again, so let's bring up Rita and Oscar back.
You can't hear me now?
There you go.
All right. No, I was just going to say a couple things. I'm Oscar Carter. I live in New York City, and I was home doing my taxes, and we have a little dog that belongs to I got a 14-year-old daughter, and she was going out getting her hair done or whatever. And I said, "Well, you gonna walk the dog?" "No, I gotta get my hair done." So anyway, I got up and I'm walking the dog. I mean, what motivated me to go do it as an assistant, as opposed to assisting her to do it, was I knew I was gonna get earn some crypto by getting out walking. So that's what I'm doing, walking now.
There you go.
Yeah, so go, so like going out, it's something I really don't like do, like going, taking the garbage out. The other thing I want to do, some people mention some ages around here, so I got to mention my age. So I am 78. So we want to compete with
Hey,
that. Okay, we can compete with that when I'm 78 years old. Thank you.
congratulations. We appreciate you, and I love the energy in your voice. It's infectious.
Now there's Rita. Try it again, Rita.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I was having connectivity issues. I was a little late joining today because I did something that I'm very proud of myself, and I have to give props to MoveQuest because MoveQuest is the motivation behind me pushing myself. So I've been exercising, doing 5 miles or more every day, and I've been really pushing myself to try and run a 5K, which is 3 miles. And I do intervals, and I can't really, it was really hard for me to like just run nonstop. But today I did 3.68 miles nonstop without any breaks, which is the most I've ever done without stopping.
Hey,
So I just want, and I'm 50 years old, and this, I was talking with a friend, society has a way of making
special congratulations to Rita. It sounds like we got a little cut off there. She's having some connectivity issues. But yeah, I think that running 5Ks, one of the cool things about this project, it does actually push you to do a little bit more. We can always look at our lives, be self-evaluating, and see where we can do just a little bit more. And I think that that's what's cool about MoveQuest. You actually have an opportunity to look at yourself and do just a little bit more and be rewarded for it.
Now we have Lynette hop
Absolutely.
on.
Hey, Lynette.
Hey, I just am only going to add one thing real quick. Just so everybody knows, we hit an 86% fluid pool today, which is also unheard
Beautiful.
of in this space. So that just shows you that the ecosystem is doing its job, and every day, the participation within the platform, the ecosystem, it just keeps adding that liquidity and making the project even stronger. So congratulations to all of you who are part of MoveQuest.
Now, Lynette, could you
Thanks for
explain to
Amazing.
everybody why that's so important and what that means, that being 100% fluid?
Well, yeah, because what that means is that all tokens that are in circulation could sell their MoveQuest tokens at that market value. Now you have to keep in mind that every day, people are mining 2,500 more. So each day it kind of winds it backwards a little bit, just a tad. You take the 2,500, multiply it by the market value of the token, and that would be to be flush and remain fluid. Would want to make sure that from the submissions every day, that equals or goes above. If we maintain that fluid liquidity pool, and as the community grows, the submissions start to be more than what is actually being mined today, then you've got an overflow in the liquidity pool. So we're only 14% away from where we would start seeing an overflow, meaning there would be more liquidity than what there is in the token or in the wallet holders, the tokens in the let's see, the tokens that are in the wallets held by our users here in the community. So that self-funding ecosystem has an algorithm. So if the submissions, a lot of people go, oh, well, the token value has gone down a little bit, so it's not really worth it to submit. But then the algorithm is paying attention to that. So if the submissions are continuing in, then the algorithm actually works harder on that pool. And if they start to decrease in the algorithm, instead of, you know, um, helping, to increase the value, it starts to just make sure it maintains that liquidity stability, to be fluid. So the community's engagement in the ecosystem is what is driving the stability of that pool. And the more engagement, the more stable it becomes. And then you start to see that market value of the token reverse. So just because you see, a downward market value on the token doesn't mean there's no value there, because actually what it's doing is it's giving the liquidity pool added value, especially for those who are holding. And so even, it's funny because there really is not even a negative side when people sell the token, because what that is essentially is what we call, shaking the tree. And we call that, weak hands that are selling while it's low. Then when it starts through the reverse and it goes back up, you don't have to worry about people selling at the high market value, because they've already sold it at the low market value, which makes it more stable for the users who are holding. So it's a very dynamic algorithm that's used with MoveQuest, and it gives everybody that, like what you were saying earlier, Brandon, the instant gratification of being able to convert your MoveQuest into USDT on a daily basis, but it gives the wealth gratitude to those who are holding it, once that pool starts to roll into that overflow, which we're only 14% away from when we'll start to see that. So it's the algorithm is strong no matter what is taking place in the market, with MoveQuest, regardless of the selling pressure or the demand. So it's kind of fun to watch.
Amazing, amazing. I could imagine it being fun to watch. That is the absolute future of Move to Earn right there. You heard it from the creator of MoveQuest, Miss Lynette Artin. She is an absolute dynamic individual. She has an incredible wealth of experience and information with regards to crypto and blockchain. We all learn a lot from her every single day. Thank you so much, Lynette, for chiming in on the conversation today.
Yep, no problem.
So we're going to wrap things up.
Like and follow our channel. Contact us to claim your free Navigator miner when you sign up with us, while supplies last. Plus, get started at no cost.